rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May the peace and blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be upon you. It's your sister Aisha, Abdul Rahman. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am going to continue with my Ghana series, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what I was doing in Ghana and what I did while I was there. So in this video, I'm going to mostly focus on Accra. I have my phone, so if you are following me on Instagram, you can check out the guide that I'm using to remind me of the stuff that I did while I was in Accra. So this video is sponsored by booking.com. I will leave my affiliate link down in the description below. So while I was in Accra, I stayed at Embassy Gardens. That is, I used booking.com to book that stay. It's a really nice, clean, and modern place in Accra. So it's near the embassy area. So it's in the cantonment area in Accra. So it's still kind of close to the airport, between the airport and Labadi Beach, but it's not as far north as East Lagoon. So I stayed there, one, because my husband went with me on this trip, and I wanted to make sure that it was going to be hot, it was going to be muggy. We were in a country that we've never been to, and I wanted to have some of the comforts of home while we were there, because we really didn't know what we were getting ourselves into. My husband's a big city boy. I go camping, I do outdoors, I do adventures, I do bugs. He does not. So I really kind of wanted to stay somewhere nice to kind of warm him up to being in a country in Africa where we know it was going to be hot. It was going to be a different environment, and I really did not know what to expect. We did a little bit of research. We did some research for about 6 months before we went, but even still, I feel like just because you see things online and you hear other people's opinions, you still have to go and visit for yourself. So I went ahead and got something very modern, something that was very similar to what we would have at home. So we stayed at the Embassy Garden Apartments. I didn't know that booking.com was kind of like Airbnb. I thought that I was renting an apartment for a week. It's more so like Airbnb. So you go, the person who owns that apartment that's renting it out meets you there. They have check-in time, so you have to meet with that person. It's not like you go to the front desk and check in and get a key. No, you have to meet with like a third party person. And I believe even the person who hosted me was not the actual owner of the place. He was just somebody who was in charge of managing it, like a property manager or a person who managed the listing per se. So Embassy Gardens was nice. We stayed on the second floor. There was a kind of a small patio, enough for 2 chairs and a little table. But I didn't sit out there because it was pretty hot. It was nice. It overlooked the pool. You go down to the bottom floor where the pool is, and there's a little cafe, so you can get breakfast, lunch, dinner, coffee, things like that. And then once you leave that area, you know, you're pretty close to things. I wouldn't say it's necessarily walking distance to Labadi Beach, just because of traffic and things like that. And me being naive, I was like looking on Google Maps. I was like, oh yeah, we can walk. We're not gonna have to be getting Uber and all that. We had to have an Uber the whole time we were there. So we actually had a really nice driver and a host that kind of took us around and showed us around everywhere. He took really, really great care of us. So that is me in Accra, and he showed us all around. I think I have his contact information. It's, oh, what is it called? Something Drums Tours. I have to find out the name of it and give you his link and his contact info. So if you're looking for somebody who kind of will make sure you have what you need, get you the cash that you need to exchange money, the things that you need, if you need a SIM card for your phone, if you need somebody to pick you up from the airport, then having, you know, somebody to kind of host you and show you around, someone that's local, is good to know. So we went with him because a family friend knows him. They've taken trips to Ghana before. They knew him. They introduced us to him. So we knew, you know, someone who knows him. So I know every time that I go to Ghana, if I need someone to take me around, that's the person that definitely I would trust to make sure that I'm not getting scammed, to make sure that, you know, I know how things are done, especially if it's your first time visiting the country. Talking Drums, that's what it's called, Talking Drums tours or something like that. So just having a host or someone who's local pick you up from the airport is nice. Someone who can help you exchange your money. So that's what Nee did for us. He picked us up from the airport, helped us exchange our US dollars for CDs, made sure that we had, you know, made sure we had what we needed while we were there. So at Embassy Gardens, the cafes there, it's called Ba and Bean Cafe. As I mentioned, these things are on my guide on Instagram. We visited Black Star Square. So Black Star Square has a really great, so if you have a guide, so this is the other thing, is if you have a guide, someone who's knowledgeable about the history of the country, they can tell you all about it. They can tell you about the history of Ghana. They can tell you about Black Star Square. They can talk about the independence of Ghana. So Black Star Square, and I believe Independence Arches has a long history. And that's where they have a lot of events and things like that in that whole area. Off the top of my head, I can't remember like the history of it. And these are things that's I feel like if you're gonna go to a country, these are things that's important to know. I mean, unless you're going like to party. So for me, I'm an art curator. I'm going to do research. I want to learn about the culture. I want to learn about the heritage. I'm going to be blogging about the things that I'm learning during my trip, sharing the places that I've visited and the history of these places, because that's the point of my travels. So it really just depends on why you are going to Ghana, why you're going to Accra. So I guess I should have told you guys that first. If you're looking for the party spots, that's not going to be in this video. So I'm not really a big party person. I'm more so going to look at historical sites. I went to the art center, things like that. So Black Star Square, Independence Arches, it's really nice, especially if you want to take pictures, if you want to take photos and have those things for your trip. We also went to the Kwame Nkrumah Monument, got to learn a lot about him and the work that he did as the first president. So my husband actually took an African studies class before we went and just so happened to learn about him. So he knew a little bit about him before we went. I myself, I did not. I knew nothing about the history of Ghana. So the other thing that I did while I was in Accra is I went to a lot of the art galleries and the art centers to do my research and learn about the local artists that are there. So I went to the Nabuke Foundation. That was really nice. It's like a shipping container, and then they have another container that's there. And if you guys follow me on Instagram, you know I absolutely love containers. So having a container home is like a dream of mine. So it was pretty nice to go there and see the event that they had currently on exhibition. I also went to the Accra Art Center and spent too much money. So at the Accra Art Center is like all the souvenirs you could ask for. There's clothes, there's cloth, there's textile, there's baskets, there's jewelry, there's like everything. And the moment you get there, they're just like trying to get you to come to their shop, trying to show you everything they have. There's paintings, there's everything is at the art center. I also went to a couple of different galleries. I went to Loco House. So Loco House is a really modern brand. I actually got this sweatshirt there. They have a lot of modern clothing. Modern meaning like simple, minimalist, but like streetwear, I guess you could call it. I absolutely love streetwear. So Loco House is one of my favorite places to shop in Accra, and I will be shopping there even from home. So I absolutely loved going there. So one of my favorite places to eat while I was in Accra was a place called Bistro 22. Oh my goodness, Bistro 22 has the best jollof. So before going to Ghana, I seen these videos, these debates about Nigerian jollof and Senegal jollof and Gambia jollof and Ghana jollof. Ghana jollof is the best jollof. I'm sorry. I don't know if it's just the Nigerian jollof that I had here in the United States. So there's a Nigerian restaurant here in Sacramento, and that jollof was not, I was not impressed. Not impressed. So I was like, I don't know if I like this food, but oh my goodness. The Nigerian, the Ghana jollof at Bistro 22, it was so good. It was a little bit spicy. It was the best jollof ever. So in my book, Ghana jollof is better. So we also went to the W.E.B. Du Bois Center and Library while we were there. I didn't know that the Diaspora Forum or like community is actually there. I didn't realize it until I had left Accra, but that's also there, kind of like on that same what do you want to call it, like that same community, like that same area. It's there, so it's housed there. So the W.E.B. Du Bois Center and Library is there, so you actually get to walk through his house, which is now kind of like a museum, and see his bookshelves and see, you know, his office and things like that. So that was really cool. So I didn't go to the I don't know how to pronounce this, Willie Falls or Wee Falls, but that's also something that you can do that's kind of in that area. I also went to the National Ghana Mosque in Accra. So the mosque, I guess, was built or funded by Turkey, so it looks like a Turkish mosque, but it wasn't complete. So I was told that because of COVID, they hadn't had their official opening. And I don't know if it's because they were rebuilding or redecorating. So when I went, the carpets weren't laid, things like that. But I've seen pictures on Instagram of this mosque with carpet. So I'm like, is this a different mosque? I'm thinking maybe it's a different mosque that I'm seeing pictures. Because when I was there, he was like, you can take pictures, but don't take video. He was like, and please don't post it on social media yet because we haven't had our official grand opening yet. So I was like, okay. I was literally just in tears. I have not been to a masjid in so long. I was just like, subhanallah, can I pray here? I just want to pray here. I was just in awe, and it just felt so good just to be in a masjid. I haven't been to, you know, all the masjids, everything's closed here. So we actually prayed outside, but just like in the courtyard where you make wudu. It was just a beautiful mosque. I just was overwhelmed with joy to be praying in a masjid for, you know, for all this time. So that was also something else that I did. I took a lot of pictures, but I wasn't able to get video because he was like, no, don't take video. You can get pictures. And he was like, and please don't post it on social media yet. So they haven't had their official grand opening. So that's pretty much it for this video, guys. I don't want to make it too long. I'm also going to talk about the things that I did in Elmina and Cape Coast and Takoradi in my next video. But basically, yeah, I just went to Ghana. I stayed in Accra for about a week. For the most part, I felt pretty much like I went to all the touristy stuff in Ghana, and I went to see a lot of the artwork that was there at the art center. So I was there for about a week. Those are some of the things I did before I headed a little bit more central to Elmina and Cape Coast, which I will talk about in my next video. Life is good. Have a blessed day.